Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC but do everything DIY. We are in the infamous LG building. Here we have two BLDC fan motors for our indoor units, and in this video I'm going to show you how to check them. Thank you to everyone tuning in to Jumperman Tech. As you can see, this ceiling has been cut open, so there is access. Before, the access panel was right here. It ended right here. So you were only able to get to the filter and your control board. Besides that, you couldn't access any screws, you couldn't do any work. And after a decade plus, we have quite the dirty unit. The fan blades are completely packed and there's no airflow. So we're here doing cleanings, that, and let's see what the coil looks like. If you guys can see anything. It's bad, but it ain't good, whatever. Anyways, so in this video, I'm gonna show you how to check these BLDC fan motors for our indoor units. We have one motor here and the other motor here. This is a double shaft motor. And this is a single shaft motor. As you can see, there's two blades on this one and one on this one. And of course, a single shaft there and two shafts there. We're gonna go using the LG HVAC Service-Business app. And there, they really want you to check resistance values, and it's gonna be an interesting one. Depending on the model of motor you will have a different resistance reading. So this is a different motor than this one, so you're going to want to know exactly which motor you have in there, and then you could look at the chart to see what resistance values you should be reading between which terminals. Right here, as far as this one, we can see this is 468-1A2019-8A, and if you look closely at the wires we have there, we have a red, black, white, yellow, and blue, and it is a 5-wire configuration. Here is our control panel where we have one PCB, printed circuit board. Everything is a complete mess. What is what? To help differentiate what is what, always go with the wiring diagram. I'm going to show you guys that. Another thing you can do is trace these wires. So there's two motors, so there's gonna be two cables. So you're gonna push through here. You see that's coming out right here. Let's get a light in there so you guys can see. You can trace it out by hand, but if you can find a manual, that'll be better. Trace it out through here. So right here, power's off all the way. Here's one connection. And then where's the other one? Right here, right? So it's going to be these two connectors right here. Here we have the wiring diagram, and that is going to be behind the panel for your electrical cover. So right here, when you look around, if you look at these two right here, it says CN motor 1 and then CN motor 2, and those are your two BLDC motors. I have a bunch of covers off and stuff like that, condensate pan out. I just wanted to show you guys kind of what it looks in here, but the way you would test this is all through here. So you're gonna want to turn the power off, give it a few minutes, make sure everything de-energizes, figure out which wire is which. In this case, it's these two. There's a little clip on here. You just press down, hear the click, and you can pull out. This is the plug. You're gonna press this down. You see how that opens and closes? Press it down and pull out. You're gonna do the same for the other one. You might even be able to use a needle nose. It's easier for you. So here are two wires. You're gonna wanna know which motor's for which. I just happened to pull these wires out. Just pull them out this way so I know this wire is for our single shaft motor, and we're gonna use that model number. And then this one, whoops, and this one here is going to be for our double shaft motor. Whenever you work on machines like this, take information down for your next visit. Once I know the model number of both of these, now I could use it as reference for the future. So make a little like code book little cheat sheet code so you can know what's what, and you save so much time, and that's really how you get good in this field. Anyways, we can start with this one because we can see the model clearly. 4681A 2019-8A. If you open up the LG HVAC service-business app and type in code CH10, it's gonna say indoor unit BLDC fan motor failure. So error type, indoor unit BLDC fan motor failure. Sure, the error point means that the indoor unit BLDC fan motor didn't get its feedback signal for 50 seconds and you tripped. There's 4 main reasons. Number 1, motor connector connection fault. Pretty much you're gonna wanna make sure this connector is properly connected to the board. If it's not, well, it ain't gonna work, right? Number 2, there's a good chance that the indoor PCB is faulty. So there are certain voltages and things that the board needs to do so that this fan motor works. Funny enough, they don't really show it here. And it says fan lock by external failures. I mean, just in general for HVAC, you know, if this doesn't spin freely, man, that thing is done. It's locked up. And then it says number 4, motor sub PCB fault. So pretty much some units, they have a separate control board for the fan motor. In this case, we don't have that. So you do want to make sure that you're getting the proper voltages and signals from your PCB. But in this main video, I'm going to show you how to check resistance on these units. So the main thing first, make sure it's plugged in well. Great. Next thing you know, make sure it ain't locked up, because if it is, can't spin this, out the door, man. That thing is garbage, man. Time to go. This one locks up and that one doesn't. Change both at the same time, because then you're going to be coming back here with more problems. So that's that, and we're going to go now and check resistance values based on the motor's model number. Over here it shows checking resistance value between terminals of the fan motor. You have 5 wires here, but if you look at it, they're labeled 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. And notice how there's a space between this red and black, between 1 and 4. So that's going to be important to check. And that's kind of like how you see what's going on. Then over here it shows, I'm going to try to get a picture of this because they don't let you screenshot in this app. So I'm going to show you guys this so we have an idea. But with these kind of motors, you have a few things that what they are. So we have VM, GND, VCC, FG, and VSP. It's important to understand what all these things are. Let's just quickly go over what is what. So your VM is going to be your motor voltage motor. I don't know why they did that, but it's going to be the DC voltage directly applied to the windings of your motor, and this could be a bit over 300 volts DC. Okay, next we have VCC, is voltage common collector, and this is going to be your voltage power supply for the controller of your fan motor. FG is going to be your feedback signal, and this is sending information back to the board. And if you notice, as the error point for something like this, it says that the fan motor feedback signal is absent for 50 seconds, so something's going on with that FG. VSP is going to be your variable speed pulse, and this is what's actually changing the speed of your fan motor. Last one is actually GND, and that's going to be your ground, and that's going to be number 4 in this case, and you're going to use your ground as your reference point for every single test here when you're checking the resistance value. So that all is going to be important. Alright, so I have a resistance chart. There's a note here, just so you guys know. It says, since the precise resistance value is not measured or continuously fluctuates due to its fine movement of the fan, when measuring the resistance of the fan, measure it after removing the fan or restraining the fan. Basically, make sure none of this is moving when you're making a test, because it's going to change your values. And that already makes me seem like, man, this is not going to be like something accurate. So it says the units are going to be in kilo ohms. and it says the resistance value plus or minus 20%. So it's nothing is going to be exact. Let's find my motor here. Line 8A right here between VM and ground terminals 1 and 4. It says we're gonna have an infinite, it has an infinite signal, so we're gonna have OL. Then between 5 and 4 it says, which is your VCC, and then ground, we should be reading 48 kiloohms. If you look here, this is our plug. Right over here, you see these little metal connections? That's where we're going to be making our tests. If we follow this diagram, we're going to face it this way. When we're checking, it's actually going to be this way, but just because we can get to the leads. But let's just follow this. So the red is going to be your number 1, and then along this way is 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So now when we check here, we're going to do a few tests. Make sure that you use the right leads when doing these. These are your standard leads. They're pretty thick. Look how thin these are. You're gonna want to use these tiny micro probes. I will have a link in this video description where you have like a little assembly where you got like alligator clips, the regular leads, and these tiny micro leads. But honestly, any kind of VRF work, you need these leads because you don't want to be stuffing in these large probes inside there, stretching it out, and basically damaging all these plugs, and some things you just really can't get into. So you're gonna want leads like this so you can properly check it. All right, I'm gonna set my meter to ohms. We're gonna read resistance measured in ohms, and this also gives continuity, so you'll hear a beep. Whoops. There we go. Okay. So for this motor, the first thing it's saying between 1 and 4 should be infinite. So 1 is the red, 4 is the black. And black is always going to be on 4, your negative lead. Alright, so we'll use that. 1 and 4. Come on. Let me get this better. 1 and 4. We have an OL reading. It said we're going to read infinite basically. For these tests, you're always going to leave your black lead on 4. So next to check between 5 and 4, your VCC and ground, 5 and 4. So we're going to put the black on 4, and then we're going to check our VCC, and it said 48 kiloohms, and we are reading 50. Well, let me get a good connection. 50.2 kiloohms, and it did say plus or minus 20%. Now that is totally checking out. Let's see, where is our model? Where did it go? A. Then between 6 and 4, FG and ground, you should get, once again, an infinite. You shouldn't read anything there. Okay, we're checking between 6 and 4. We have OL. Sure, that checks out. Next, we are checking the VSP is 7 and 4. I don't have a reading here, but another thing you want to make sure is that your meter can read that value of resistance, because that is actually a very likely possibility. So don't just rule it out. Make sure and see what your meter can read. I don't have a reading, but according to here, make sure you have the right meter. You should be reading 152 kiloohms. So this is pretty much how you check it. Make sure you got the meter that can read those values. Here I have a different meter, which is the Field Piece SC260, and we're gonna run that same test. So we're gonna check between 7 and 4. Keep that on 4, and then 7, and we have 112 kilo ohms. 112 kilo ohms. And we should be getting 152, but it's at plus or minus 20%. So, so it says plus or minus 20%. So 20% of 152 is 30. Okay, 30. So we're kind of close. We're, you know, about there. The unit does work. So 112 plus 30 is 142. So %20 of 152 is 30. So basically 30 kilo ohms, we have that range. So if we take out that 20%, we would read 122 kilo ohms. So we're about 10 kilo ohms off. We're pretty close, but we're just about there. Motor does run, but you could actually hear that they're on their way out because the bearings are so loud. That is how you check the resistance values according to the LG service app. And over here, as far as you would be checking voltages, you would check it right here. So you would, you know, let's say you have this plugged in. Let's find the right spot. Clicked in. And you got these tiny little openings there. You'll be able to use those special leads and check in between them so you could check for voltages when it's running. And that's pretty much how that would be checked. This definitely, I would definitely have a larger lesson on this. These are not your typical AC fan motors, but hey, it is what it is, and this is the future, and we have to learn it. So hopefully you got some kind of insight with this one. It's time to pull these out and clean them, and some rooms are changing them, but I should probably change these too. Anyways, if you guys found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. And I'll catch you all next time.